Welcome to this week's episode of Humans in 5. I'm on my own this week, and in a great Canadian tradition, I'm here to talk about the weather. At this time of year, many of us have started to see the flurries and flakes that signal the start of winter weather in the Northern Hemisphere. There are many people, myself included, who love the snow and sit by the window waiting for some snow to come. There are obviously people who just can't stand it, but for me, snow brings a little bit of joy to the short days that are around this time of year. There are so many fun things you can do around and in the snow. Favorites for me include snowshoeing, hiking, skiing, or even just sitting in a window looking at a wintry scene. That being said, every year there's one inevitable part of winter that most people dread. Right after the snow falls, for many people, the first step is shoveling. Shoveling snow is both an important and dreaded task. It is a good safety practice to remove extra snow from sidewalks and other public places to make sure the outdoors is accessible for as many people as possible. For example, there are municipalities debating the adoption of new snow removal and shoveling policies this year in particular to make sure people can exercise and enjoy the outdoors in this pandemic age. In terms of shoveling, I don't mind it, but it is a lot of work. We tend to think of shoveling as a small chore, but in reality, it is exercise. There are both cardiovascular and muscular demands placed on the body as you work up a sweat and lift that snow away. It is an activity that can burn hundreds of calories, with kilos and kilos of snow weight being moved. Even if you have a snowblower, it's still an intensive activity to push that device around. This does mean that shoveling can be associated with a few different types of health risks. Across North America, shoveling is associated with thousands of injuries, and in the United States each year, about 100 people have even died during or shortly after snow shoveling. In terms of injuries, it's not necessarily a surprise that we all need to be reminded to lift with our legs and not with our backs. Snow can be quite heavy, and lifting improperly can cause musculoskeletal injuries. It's also a good idea to push snow whenever possible rather than lifting it to help keep that injury risk low. That being said, another unexpected danger of shoveling snow is the high risk of heart attack. Again, a lot of us are not really all that active. The sudden burst of activity that comes with shoveling, along with exerting ourselves out in the cold, which can increase heart rate and blood pressure, can pose some real and severe dangers to our heart health, especially among people over 40 years of age. Ultimately, the risks associated with shoveling come down to the fact that, by and large, most of us don't get all that much exercise in our day-to-day lives. So when the day comes along where we must dig ourselves out of our houses, our bodies aren't quite prepared for this really intensive task. It's also a good reminder about how important it is for us to be able to have regular outlets for both our musculoskeletal and cardiovascular health than just waiting for sporadic snow shoveling that may happen. Most importantly, be sure to take care out there. If you have to shovel or do anything strenuous in the cold, take breaks, hydrate, stay warm, and where you can, make sure to use the right tools for the job. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on Humans in 5. And don't forget to subscribe!